Get off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, One, Go Rumble, Spreaker, Streaker. But what all those have in common is this audio only. So I'm so glad you're here, where there's audio visual on my YouTube TV channel, coming to you every single weekday morning. I am the morning host producer. I am Dr. Marissa, and I'm so delighted that you're here on this show about hope and happiness. So if you are looking for the headlines of what's playing today, you will not find it here. I'm here to balance out all the bad news with some good news, good people like my co-host, and good topics that are all to do with how can you be happy 88% of the time. And today's a very special day because I'm about to get on the couch myself. Before we do that, a little bit about my co-host today. He is the developer of the Pondera Process, an innovative energy psychology technique that effectively alleviates distressing emotions, beliefs, and memories. As a certified practitioner with over 20 years experience, Larry is dedicated to helping individuals move forward in their lives with greater ease. His innovative approach has transformed the lives of countless people, helping them to experience greater peace, serenity, joy, and dating. We met on the airport shuttle. You enjoyed him as a guest, and now I have a co-host once a month, except this month he's going to be here every Thursday for the next 3 weeks to take me and my relationship questions to find some relief. He is also the author, the best-selling author of Self-Help 2.0. Please welcome back to my studio, Larry Burton. Good morning, darling.
Good morning.
Yes, let's go right into quickly taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. We're only going to do one gratitude and one appreciation so we can get going. I am grateful that my friendly universe always puts people in front of me at the time that I need some growth and expansion. For those of you who were not here, was it last Thursday? Anyways, no, it wasn't last Thursday. The first time we introduced this topic, I actually asked Larry, you notice I'm folding this into the gratitude sandwich. I asked Larry, how do women who are strong, independent, blah, 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 navigate the dating landscape, swiping and all of that, when it just seems like there's, it's not going well. And I gave him a list of all the qualities that I wanted in someone. And his response was, sounds like you are trying to protect yourself from your past pain in relationships. And I went, what? So I love a challenge, and I do want to be relationship ready. My gratitude is I had my second date since January 18th. So your stuff's already working. Thank you. And I had 20 first dates. I had my second date, and I have been actively working on some of the things that Larry's already been talking about, probably because I'm an overachiever, probably because I want to be able to say I'm working on that, which is part of my stuff that I need to look at. I don't always need to be ahead of the game. But anyway, so that's what I'm grateful for, is that I have access to people like Larry to really live out loud my own shtick, which is I want to do everything possible so that I can be happy 88% of the time. And in every other aspect of my life, I am, except intimate relationships. So that's why Larry's here. And I'm grateful for Larry. There you go. Long gratitude.
I'm going to go to the whole opposite continuum. I am grateful that the county public works finally got to our street and are repairing the driveways and curbs and actually making us look good, so get some curb appeal there.
Fantastic.
So I'm appreciative to see my tax dollars at work.
That's awesome. And we're going to go to the bottom of the button, which is, what do you like about yourself? Gratitude turned inwards. This is important if you want good mental health. Self-care, self-love, self-soothing, I believe, is the foundation of good mental health. So before you go to bed tonight, I want you to practice right now to have something to say before you go to bed, instead of, oh, I didn't finish this, or, oh, I can't believe he said that. Instead, you're going to say, I like that I am an open book and with many chapters, and that I love it when people say, you're so relatable, and I have that too, and I didn't want to admit it, but thank you for being the surrogate, not perfect person, always growing and expanding. I like that about myself.
Good stuff.
What do you like about yourself?
I am heading into a weekend of much extended family. So I am grateful that I am better at setting boundaries so that I don't go crazy with all of my various, shall we call them, mildly dysfunctional family.
That's what I call family reunions, putting the fun back into family dysfunction.
That's what we're going for. Yep.
Well, that's great. All right, that's it for breakfast with Dr. Marissa and
Larry Burton,
the co-host of Empowered Relationship Relief. And that is on Thursdays, alternating with Straight Talk. James says hello. He's off doing his acting stuff and training stuff. And if you would like to go to the Colony Theater, he's offered Asian Oprah giveaway tickets to the, I'm just going to forget. Anyways, Colony Theater. I'll find it and come back with it on a break. Also, Asian Oprah giveaway. I'm giving away 10 more pairs of tickets to the Hubei Acrobats at the Saban Theater in Beverly Hills. So if you like any of those Asian Oprah giveaways, please do go to drmarissa.life and let me know, and we'll make sure that happens. And now, without further ado, we are going to start this process, Pondera Process, right?
Correct.
Process, right? Did I get that right? I know it's something else. But the Pondera Process, which is going to fix my underlying angst. See if I get this right. Underlying angst and dis-ease with my intimate relationships. Is that about right?
Yeah, let me give a little broader context for it, in that your relationship style, let's call it that, is a learned behavior. And it started in your childhood. And that's where you started learning what it meant to love and be loved. And then you picked up different beliefs from your family, from your culture, from your schools, from your caretakers. And then you brought it into your initial relationships, which have been, if you're like me, have been a little bit bumpy, the first few times around. And you picked up some bruises from that. And then you start carrying, it's like putting a bunch of rocks in a sack on your back, and you're carrying those into your next relationship. So the trick here is understanding that they're all really a form of energy, and working with your energy system. That's what's unique about the Pondera Process. is we're working at the level of energy. And there's an energy to all those memories, all those experiences, all those beliefs, all those emotions. And when you tap into the source or your universal
Power source.
Power source, your UPS man, you call it, then you're tapping into pure love, and the energy of that can help to balance out. So what we're doing with the process is tapping into that power source and bringing it to your life past experiences, those beliefs, in order to create a space for you to more easily shift them and take on a new interpretation of a memory, a new understanding, a more empowering belief, whatever it is that will serve you.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no one right answer. As we go through this, you're going to find the answer that is highest and best for you to take your next step.
Great. That is what I'm about to undertake. So I see the eyeballs rolling in. For those of you who just got in, I'm about to go under the love knife and have surgery to separate out those BS belief systems that I've been carrying around that aren't working for me and relationships. So here we go. What do I do first?
What would you say in your observation is a belief that is holding you back, that is tripping you up, that causes you to stumble?
One is that I will never be desirable enough or attractive enough to be with the kind of man that I would like to be with. So it's let me give a little background. My brother, not my big brother, Michael Bernard Beckwith, but my bio brother at some point said to me, the reason why you're single is you are aiming too high. The kind of man that you want is the kind of man who's either going for a younger woman, or you're not in that a genre or in the category that would be attractive for him, and you're reaching too high. And I actually dated a very powerful man who ended the relationship. I ended the relationship, but I had a suspicion it's because his mother, who's blue blood, did not see me as worthy enough, and that's why it ended. So I had that belief inside that I'm not good enough, because I'm one of the 7 out of 10 of us who had childhood trauma, being told I was fat and ugly. And then I had the reinforced messages, and that sits down there so that when I take my clothes off, I'm like very self-conscious and thinking, even in my modeling days, that somehow I'm just not good enough.
What is your first memory of being told or feeling that you're not good enough?
Very young, yelled at, horrible daughter. You're so fat. If you keep eating like that, you're going to be 200 pounds, kicked under the table. I was probably 6 or 7, fat and ugly.
So here's what we're going to do. Okay. If we've got it like about 12-minute block here, is that all beliefs are learned and they're anchored in your memories. So that's the first place where you picked up that belief that you weren't good enough or pretty enough or enough. And then it's been reinforced by the family members and the culture and the demands that your parents had for you as a child. So what we want to do is go back and reframe that memory, because you know that you have that divine spark and you are worthy, you are sufficient, you are enough. You just got that monkey brain stuff, that's the stuff that is there, and it's not your problem, it was their problem. They were just projecting their own pain onto you. And being the caring daughter, you took it on. So
intellectually, I get that.
But I know, but energetically, we're going to get there. Okay.
Yeah.
So put both hands over your center, over your heart center. And you're going to just take deep breaths and breathe into that space behind your heart. Okay. So go ahead and take a few deep breaths.
And before I forget, if you relate to anything that I just said and you're listening and you're watching and you want some healing by like proxy, so please do what I'm doing. Okay. Take advantage of this free healing. All right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
Ever the host.
Okay, one more deep breath. And switch hands. And repeat after me out loud. I dedicate this session.
I dedicate this session
to that which is highest and best for me.
To that which is highest and best for me.
And anyone else.
And anyone else.
That may benefit from it.
That what?
May benefit from it.
That may benefit from it.
Okay, just breathe into that intention. And switch hands.
All right.
And just keep breathing into that intention.
Just because it's radio, for many, can we repeat that intention?
I dedicate this session to that which is highest and best for me and anyone else that may benefit from it.
I dedicate this session
to that which is highest and best for me.
Is highest and best for me.
And anyone else.
And anyone else
that may benefit from it.
From it. And so it is.
All right. And switch hands again.
Mm-hmm.
And repeat after me the next statement. Everything that led up to.
Everything that led up to.
And occurred.
When
I was a child.
And
told that I was fat. Ugly. Unlovable. Not enough. Happened. It's over. And I am safe now. And breathe into that divine spark within you. Feel your connection to that eternal love. And switch hands. And breathe into that truth. I apologize. To everyone that I have hurt. Related to this memory. Including myself. I send us all. Love. Happiness. And peace.
Is it helpful if I tell you the things that come to mind as I'm doing this? Only because, is that okay?
If you prefer, or we can wait till the end. Go ahead.
Okay, it's just like, and only because it's a deeply ingrained reaction to this is, but I didn't do anything wrong. Like, why am I forgiving them, I mean, why am I? Anyways, that's where I get stuck.
Because
I didn't do anything.
I understand. Let me respond to you quickly.
Okay.
So the forgiveness is for your freedom.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah, that's all the reason you're doing it, is that you don't, but you're setting yourself free by doing the forgiveness. You're cutting the energetic ties to that memory, to that message.
And I teach that, but there's a tiny part of me, and I guess that's the question, that's still mad and still like, how could they? And I teach this, right? I say, same thing as you do. Forgiveness is for me. Will I ever get rid of that little piece of righteous indignation, deserved piss-offedness to people who really shouldn't have done what they did?
Yes.
Will I ever lose that fully, like 100%? Like, how does someone who's been sexually abused, physically abused, emotionally abused, really, really, truly 100% of the time forgive? Or is it just that 1 or 2% will always be in my heart because I'm human?
My experience with over the last 2 decades is that you can forgive, but that doesn't mean that you forget. And the analogy that I like is, we've all been stung by a bee, or most of us have been stung by a bee. You can remember it, but you're not, unless you went into shock or something, it's not something that trips you up or is nagging at you. And you can get to the same place because you are tapping into love and taking the charge out of that memory, so that now we can come back and deal with the righteous anger and deal with the energy of that separately and neutralize it. So there are many situations, because like you, I grew up as an adult child of an alcoholic. So there are a lot of things where I was really angry, and it caused me problems in my relationships and in my aspects of my life. And now I'm to a point where I still remember the incidents, but it's like that was just my dad's pain and his behavior, and it doesn't cause
you don't
me
get triggered at all, like 100%. You don't get triggered.
No, I mean, I go. You get to the place where you don't react, but you respond.
Okay.
So I can remember it, and I can take a breath, and it doesn't impact what I'm doing now. Okay.
So I want to do this for those of you who just tuned in and wondering what's going on in studio today. This is Empowered Relationship Relief, a new series that I've been doing on the show with my co-host, Larry Burton, who is taking me through the Pondera process. And I'm asking questions in between, which is a very bad client, but I'm doing it because I really want to understand and have the hope and faith and believe in this process enough to actually do it and really do it. Because my processes, I still hold that little bit. And I talk to my mother, who was the abuser, every other day, and she'll call me every day and want to talk to me every day. And I know that my responses to her are still anchored a little bit in that. I've forgiven her, but I have that little bit of, and I want to get rid of that. So that's why I'm asking you and clarifying with you.
Sure.
So this is a process that actually, does that. And this is probably a good time to take a little quick break and then come back, and then I can get into it fully, okay. Right? Now that we framed why this is different and what the possibilities are with this particular process. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from my living room with my show that's been running 646 consecutive weeks in a very special series called Empowered Relationship Relief. I want to go to self-empowered. Don't go away. We'll be right back in 2 and 2. Remember Chuck Woolery, but it's peace in, peace out. Don't go away. We're pausing for news and traffic. We'll be right back.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using a Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, #1 talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And also the station that leaves no listener behind. Thank you so much to all the guys at KCAA that make this show possible. I am your host, producer, and today is Empowered Relationship Relief with my fabulous co-host, Larry Burton, the best-selling author of Self-Help 2.0 and the founder of the process, Pondera Process, that is helping me be relationship ready and remove all those still 1-2% bits of myself that are keeping me from having a good shot at a intimate relationship. Before we go to that, I did want to just say, go to Colony Theater in Burbank. Asian Oprah giveaway is a pair of tickets to The Civility of Albert Cashier, a new musical. If you're interested in that, go to drmarissa.life and I will get you tickets for this Sunday's performance at 3:00. All right, here we go.
All right, so
hands on heart.
Part of, and just to give you understanding here, just part of what I teach is of the belief tree. So behind every behavior, it's tied to an emotion. Every emotion is tied to a belief. And every belief is anchored in a memory. And with all the other practices that you've done, you've been effective in dealing with the emotions and the beliefs. What we're going to do is take the energy out of that childhood memory, which will make it easier for you going forward.
I was going to pull up, oops, this is not working. Never mind. I was going to pull up
James. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it is, it's under Empowered. What is the website again?
Self-help.
Yeah, that's it. Empowered. Okay.
There you go.
Is under home.
Yep, and then you got the membership site down below where
where's that?
The free PDFs are under freebies. Up at the top, click on freebies.
There it is.
Yep.
Okay. So this is what we're doing today.
You were doing one step of that. We're jumping into the middle of that path.
Okay. So right now, identify the challenge in your life that you want to improve. I did that already, right? Intimate relationships, and I gave you, and we created space by breathing with my hands on my heart, right?
Yeah. There's each step has a PDF related to it, which is available for free to people when they come to the website.
I'm going to leave this up as we are doing this process.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
But I don't want to leave you hanging here. So let's go ahead and put both hands over the center of your chest. Take a couple deep breaths. Okay. I choose to forgive.
I choose to forgive
everyone who hurt me.
Everyone who hurt me.
Or that I blamed.
Or that I blamed.
For this childhood memory.
For this childhood memory.
Including myself.
Including myself.
I send us all. I send us all.
I send us all.
Love.
Love.
Happiness.
Happiness.
And peace.
And peace.
So just see yourself breathing in that golden white light, that loving, healing light, and allow it to flow through your heart and out to that little you, to little Marissa. Let it flow to your mother. Just let
And
yourself
actually, my name at that time was Maria.
Okay, send it to little Maria. Let her see that divine love pouring into her, moving past your mother's pain. And switch hands and breathe in that healing, loving light.
That's not alcohol.
That's after the show. So,
yeah.
Thank you, loving universe.
Thank you, loving universe.
For healing.
For healing.
All of the places.
All of the places.
In my mind.
In my mind.
Body.
Body.
And life.
And life.
Where this memory.
Where this memory.
Has been stored.
Has been stored.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For healing.
For healing.
The roots.
The roots.
Causes.
Causes.
And deepest origins.
And deepest origins.
Of this memory.
Of this memory.
Just breathe into that statement. See that healing, loving light. Just taking all that stuck energy. And switch hands. And take 3 more deep breaths. All the parts of me.
All the parts of me.
That receive some benefit.
That receive some benefit.
From holding on to this memory.
From holding on to this memory.
Of little Maria.
Of little Maria.
Being told that she wasn't good enough.
Being told that she wasn't good enough.
And wasn't lovable.
And wasn't lovable.
Are healing now.
Are healing now.
And again, see that golden white light, that healing love just flowing over that memory, washing away the pain. And let little Maria see her inherent worth and value. Let her feel that inherent worth and value, regardless of what her mother says. And switch hands. And breathe in that healing, loving light. Whatever is left.
Whatever is left.
About this memory.
About this memory.
Of little Maria.
That little Maria.
Being told.
Being told.
That she wasn't good enough.
That she wasn't good enough.
That wasn't lovable.
That wasn't lovable.
Is healing now.
That she was fat and ugly is healing now. Sorry. Control, recovery, control freak. I mean, that's the statement that is constantly dogging me with my clothes off.
And when I work with clients, I encourage them to, you tell me what is relevant to you. So that is that fat knuckle. Breathe into that. Breathe in that healing, loving light into that statement that you're fat and ugly, and know it's a lie. It's not true. You're inherently beautiful. You're inherently valuable. You're inherently worthy.
And my mother was wrong.
Your mother treated you the way she was treated.
That's true. And then some.
Yep. And switch hands. And breathe in that healing, breathe in that healing, loving light into those statements. And no, they're not true.
No, they're not true. She did the best that she could.
She did. She
was in a lot of pain herself.
So I choose to replace my interpretation of this memory with the empowering understanding that my mother was just sharing her own pain. That I am inherently beautiful. And worthy.
And
valuable.
And lovable.
Regardless of how much I weigh.
Boy, I just started having a burning right here with that statement.
Yeah, you're releasing that energy.
And for those who are just listening, where I pointed was like under the bra line. So like where the heartburn comes from. Interesting, right. Huh?
In the solar plexus, yeah.
Yeah. I feel gassy. Is that normal?
Yep.
So I'm releasing the gas.
You're releasing the energy. So switch hands. Sometimes people laugh, sometimes they cry, sometimes they yawn, sometimes they get gassy.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting gassy. That's so weird because I wasn't expecting you to say that. And for those of you tuning in and wondering the context, I am going through a healing process right now. You're welcome to join me. And the statement that just gave me gas was, Larry, could you repeat it?
That I choose to replace.
That I choose to replace
my interpretation
of
this childhood memory with the empowering understanding
so the childhood memory of being called fat and ugly right. with the empowering
understanding that I am inherently lovable and worthy no matter how much I weigh.
More gas is coming up. So I'm releasing the energy that has been trapped in my body around this memory. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So that's what's happening. And I'm breathing in the light of love and the connection from my friendly universe, who I choose to call Universal Power Source. He's delivering a solution and a process that's helping me release all of those BS belief systems and energy behind the belief systems that are keeping me stuck in I wouldn't say unhealthy relationships, just not having a relationship, not wanting an intimate relationship because of these trapped belief systems.
This is old fears.
This is all
old fear and old pain.
Old fear and old pain. Old fear and old pain is stale. It's I'm burping it up.
So and switch your hands. And the last statement is thank you, loving universe.
Thank you, loving universe.
For completely integrating.
This healing. Now. And I'm breathing in and allowing that soft light that is from my UPS man and sort of like sweeping flowing through that space behind my heart that is the trapped stuff, and allowing it to open up and let the infection, as I like to call it, get some air and be neutralized. So there's less gas. Oh, never mind. It's coming again.
Okay. And you just continue breathing in that light until you feel you're done.
Now I'm a little distracted because this is radio primarily, except that if you're on my YouTube TV channel. So the silence, I'm waiting for the station to go, are you okay? Or what you've got. So I know that I'm not done. So my question is, so we're going to continue with this process next week. Can I go on to something else without this being done?
Yes.
Or is there another statement that I can, because what I'm thinking is my job from now until next Thursday is to add this portion to my meditation. So when I am meditating, or would you say, I usually do like 15 minutes of silent, still meditation. I don't use a moving meditation because I find that connection with the energy the purest when I'm silent and I don't use music. Would it be helpful if I did this process, which is breathing into that space with the light of love to release the trapped energy that is behind the belief system of me being fat and ugly and unlovable and unworthy? Should that be before or after my normal meditation? What would be your recommendation? Or should it be at night before I go to bed?
Any combination will work. The main thing is for you to find the practice that works for you. To connect with your UPS man, to connect with the divine. And when you sense that connection, and some people see it in the form of a color or a shape or a sound or a feeling in their body, then you can just move forward in bringing in that divine energy and directing it to those lingering memories to take the stuck energy out of them, that disrupted energy.
All right. So I'm going to replay that segment, right? Where you, without me like interrupting in between, would you say I need to start again from the beginning and do that every day? Or would you suggest just breathing in with those last words that we went through?
I would say go ahead and just try using those last words, and what you're connected to, the memory of that childhood. If you're still feeling any discomfort or something around that. So just go ahead and use the language that is right for you and that you choose to release it. And you're taking on a new understanding. That is what was said was out of somebody else's pain and not a truth. And the truth is that you're inherently beautiful, regardless of what's going on the outside.
Okay.
You have worth, value, and you're lovable.
Right.
And
that's the truth.
Everything else is just BS that life is throwing at us.
Okay. Right. And for those of you who just tuned in, this is Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, who is getting her life tires realigned, and balanced, and fixing an old slow leak.
So, and just a reminder, Marissa, that you have access to the membership site on there, and the PDFs and the audio are right there.
Yes, and for those
so you have those tools available to you.
Yes, thank you. I want this process. The reason why I talked Larry into actually doing it on the show instead of privately is because I'm on a happy 88 mission. I want 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. And I cannot believe, I know for a fact that I'm not alone in this, that I have met in the course of my travels hundreds and thousands of women in particular, and men, but I'm speaking to the women right now, who have a particular insecurity when it comes to having their clothes off, having an intimate relationship, being vulnerable physically, that is not enough to cognitively talk yourself out of. And when I found Larry by accident, #accidentally on an airport shuttle, this is my understanding of my UPS man, Universal Power Source delivery, that this is for me and for you. And so that's why I asked him to do this very publicly on the air, on camera, so that we can all benefit through me as a proxy. If you have any kind of childhood memories around sexual abuse, around physical abuse, around mental abuse. Now, here's the what do I have to do? Not the caveat, but anyways, just to be clear, I'm a PhD in organizational psychology. Both of us are not licensed, so please take this as in the spirit of what it is. We are both professional coaches. We're both professional, experienced people who have been working in this field for a while. But please don't see this, or I don't want Larry, you to get in trouble or me to get in trouble. And I probably should have framed that at the very beginning. But most people who tune into my show know that anyway. Right. So, but just for sure, I'm not downplaying it. This is this is one of the things that, in my opinion, is missing from a lot of talk therapy. So take that.
Let me just add one answer to that. With this particular process, when you're dealing with the memories, I encourage people to do it with another person. So get the PDF and do it. I would not recommend somebody doing it on their own, because you can tap into some pain and be triggered, and you need somebody there to spot you. It's just like if you were climbing up, if you're climbing up a mountain, you want somebody there that with a partner to, tie down and help each other up. So
that's a very good point. And you're watching that happen. Larry is spotting me in my memories. And if you can imagine, if I went back to those memories that I explained at the beginning of the show, that's a slippery slope. I've had people say, I can't believe you're alive because of the amount of trauma as a child. And so we want you not to do this alone. Thank you, Larry, for bringing that up. We do want you to go to Empowered Self-Help. It's a website that I've pulled up here. There are lots of free things. I'm trying to get Larry to charge more, because I want him to be able to have a larger platform, and it takes money to do that. But you can go and, take advantage. Nemesis of Eden, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us again. This is a very personal sub-series within a series, where Larry is helping me address some of my most deeply rooted, unhelpful, disturbing, painful memories in a way that I have not dealt with them before. And that's dealing with the energy behind the BS, behind that belief system that I am fat and ugly. So that's what we're doing for the next 3 weeks. So if this is resonating, if you know someone who feels this way about themselves, and there are many, then have them tune in, have them re-listen to this particular episode. Well, we just went through a series of statements that apply to me. They're probably really close to something that other people have gone through, if you're one of the 7 out of 10 of us who've had childhood trauma.
Yep.
All right. Now, do we have to, we have like 6 minutes or 5 minutes. Do we have time to go through another one? Or maybe what would be really helpful for me, so I don't have to go back and find it, is to go through that last part with my added words so that we have it in one place, and then I can do that. Is that okay?
Yeah, we can do that. And then the other thing we could do is just if you have to do a really quick one on the intense energy of the emotion, that you still have that lingering anger, which is understandable. So
okay.
But what would be helpful for you?
Can we do that in 4.5 minutes or no?
Well, we're like jazz musicians, Marissa. We just improvise here and give the essential. But for in terms of the memory, so the statement would be, I choose to replace my interpretation of this memory with the empowering understanding that, and then whatever it is right for you, and is coming back to knowing your inherent beauty, worth, value, lovability, so forth and so on, that you were made perfect and whole. And then a bunch of dirt got thrown on top of you.
Right.
And then follow that up with gratitude statements, thanking your source, the universe.
Okay. It is more powerful when we're actually doing it. You talking through it is not, it's not entering. So let's do this. Let's go back, because we have more eyeballs and they're new. So I would like just to have in one place, so also I can listen to it and other people can listen to it. The last 5 minutes is what I'm going to be practicing all week. So take me through that and I'll add the words that are triggering if you don't cover them. Ready?
All right. So we're not going to do all the breathing. We're just going to do the statements. So the first statement is, I dedicate this session.
I dedicate this session
to that which is highest and best for me.
To that which is highest and best for me.
And anyone else.
And anyone else.
That may benefit from it.
That may benefit from it.
And then you would take 3 deep breaths, switch hands, and take 3 more deep breaths. Then the next statement would be, everything that led up to.
Everything that led up to.
And occurred.
And occurred.
When.
And
you'd fill in the blank with whatever the memory was.
I was told I was fat and ugly and kicked and pinched under the table to stop eating, and ridiculed for my size, and ridiculed for my ugliness. That's the memory.
Happened.
It's
over.
And
I am safe now.
And then I would breathe into that.
Yeah, switch hands and then breathe in again. And then the next statement, I apologize. To everyone that I have hurt. Related to this memory. Including myself. I send us all. Love. Happiness. And peace. And then you just breathe into that, switch hands, and take 3 more deep breaths. And then the next statement is, I forgive. Everyone who hurt me. Or that I blamed. For this memory. Including myself. I send us all.
I send us all
love,
happiness,
and peace.
And peace.
All right. And then you breathe into that 3 times, switch hands, 3 more breaths. Next statement would be, thank you, blank. So loving universe, God, higher power.
Thank you to my UPS man, my universal power source, who delivers every morning when I meditate.
For healing.
All of the places. In my mind. Body. And life. Where this memory. Has been stored. Thank you for healing. The roots. Causes. And deepest origins. Of this memory. And breathe into that 3 times. Switch hands. 3 more breaths. And next statement, all the parts of me. That receive some benefit. From holding on to. This memory of blank. This memory of being told I'm fat and ugly and undesirable and never going to change and unloving and unworthy and a horrible daughter.
Are healing now. And 3 breaths. Switch hands. 3 more breaths. And whatever is left. About this memory. Of blank.
Of being called fat and ugly.
Is healing now. And you breathe into that. Switch hands. 3 more breaths. I choose to replace my interpretation of this memory with the empowering understanding that blank,
that I am beautiful exactly as I am, that I am desirable even with my clothes off, that I am not fat and ugly, that my mom was in her own pain when she said those things, that they're not the truth. I can release her with love and light and allow her those of her own understanding and not take them on as the truth for me, and have compassion that that level of ugliness had to come from her own pain and her own messages that she was given by her mother. And I release her with love and light in the way that is different than before, that I allow her the love and light that I am bringing to myself.
And breathe in very deeply into that powerful statement and that understanding. And then switch hands and 3 more deep breaths affirming that understanding. And then finish with thank you. UPS man.
My UPS man.
Or whatever you like.
Or God or whoever. Yeah. We have 10 seconds.
For completely integrating. This healing. Now.
And so it is. We got to go. We're over time. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Larry, for a very powerful program. Next Thursday, we're going to continue with this. Tomorrow is the Hollywood Rebel Report. Take care. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Have the best day ever.